Hello there, my name is Eligriv and welcome back to a new video on Solarpunk. This is an update on the Solarpunk map that you're seeing behind me. Well, there has been a lot of progress, especially in the farming area. So, let's take a tour. When you last saw the map, there was about just this part of the village that had been done. Since, I've expanded it a bit. The first thing that is most notable that I've added is this house. It was inspired by Cogwork in The Witcher 3 and Spanish haciendas. It's still a work in progress, but let's take a tour. We have a cave with a space for wine and barrels and stuff to store all of the plants that have been cultivated, all of the records. And on the other side there is a woodworking area, there is sawmills, there's enough for crafting and doing some DIY. And there are two water tanks that I believe are gonna be linked to the house above and the bathrooms. This is like a water reserve and a septic tank. The house on the inside is not yet complete. There is gonna be a kitchen here, a little living room with above some dormitories, because this is gonna be a sort of, not a hotel, but yeah, Editor Me is gonna put the name of what this is supposed to be, because I'm sure that even if I told you, my pronunciation with my accent would be terrible and you wouldn't know what I'm talking about. I've been also greatly expanding on the farming area because I believe it was just dirt before. So now I've added a little bit of everything. I tried to not make one singular field of crop. I tried to make some diversity for the soil so it is more rich, more fertile. And inside the field there are robots working. This is automated. There are drones that are cultivating, recolting everything. I believe this one has a hay bale. Yeah, and I tried to add this little bit of technology inside the very rural area, so we know this is Solarpunk. And this building and this tent are the control station for the drones. So as you can see, there's a drone that is ready to get working with some green torches, and the red ones are empty emplacement for other drones that are currently inside the field. So I've pushed the details really far. Right next to it, this is a house I've started doing just yesterday. This was inspired by a painting from Lorenzo Lafrancico, and I'm sure I'm pronouncing this badly. But yeah, I wanted to make more of a steep cliff in here to make the landscape more interesting. So we have a path going from the two windmills road and going all the way to the train station right here and to the drone. So this is still a work in progress. I've tried to replicate the little windows with banners. So this is the upper village, if we might say that. So down here this is simple houses, and right next to the train station these are more luxurious houses. In the lore, these were the houses and villas of the previous landowners. Those were the ones to cultivate the lands around them, and since just became regular houses, and this is a hotel, like I've said before, not hotel, but you know what I mean. And this is probably gonna be similar, but this is gonna be like the rich part that has been transformed for the community. I have a buddy of mine, Cassetto, that has been sending me a few of his Solarpunk houses, which are really cool. They have a really technological flair to them, and I like it, really. It's kind of industrial. I've also been terraforming the canal, because before it was just a long trench, I might say. So now I've tried to make it look more natural. At the top of the hill there's also built by Jade the Willow. I've invited her onto the world, and she's been doing this magnificent lab research station, and it's so pretty, I love it. With the living walls and no interiors. Oh wait, there's a bit of interior yet. But she has a stunning view on the rest of the world. Lucky her. So this is a bit isolated because at the top of the moors and the meadows, they are studying the environment. I think I'm gonna put some signs for the people hiking there about the diversity of these meadows. So probably about the butterflies, the insects, the birds you can find in this type of environment. And for the people exploring the map, this is gonna be informations for all of you to learn and discover new interesting things about diversity and just animal facts in general. I have also been expanding the Temperate Rainforest. So this is an environment very rich in moss, lichen, and vines and mushrooms and plenty of things, clovers. I'm trying to make every single tree unique in this area, and it's very difficult. But at the end, I think this is going to be one of the prettiest areas of the map. I'm going to put a path or two going through it, so you can explore, but like, one tree is taking me 30 minutes. And since they are all unique, I can't just copy and paste them. It's going to be very long. For other forests, like the one in the background over there, it's gonna be easier because I'm just copying and pasting the same spruce trees, like these ones. But in this temperate rainforest, I want the environment to be very chaotic, very natural, very organic, and copy and pasting just cannot get me that result. So yeah, this is part of what takes me the most time. Also, this little river is taking so very long, because I have to make sure the flow of the water is consistent, and I had some fun and added a small underground cascade. So it goes through the rock, under the moss, and comes back here. So we have a little passageway maybe for wildlife to cross. And overall, this is very cute. I recommend watching the video by Josax, who explains how waterfalls can be created and how we can make realistic looking ones in Minecraft. So have a look at my buddy. I have been working a bit on the city center, adding a building or two. This is gonna be a bakery because I think I want to continue the short format where your comments tell me what I build next in the Solarpunk city. But and someone suggested bakery. Here I'm gonna have some steps, and the city is gonna transition into the landscape below. So this is gonna be parks, apartments, etc. But it's gonna be very much like rocks. and I'm gonna have a new tram line going under here. So it's gonna be connected to the Sun's Eye station over there. And it's gonna be an easy access for all of the north-south of the city. Inside the mall, I've also added a little cinema. So I've been doing some popcorn machines, some candies, some free drinks, etc. We have a room for the employees with servers and computers. And obviously the most important part of the cinema are the cinemas, the cinema room. So room 1 is not active, room 3 and 4 neither are active, but room 2 seems to be. Okay, well, we don't see anything in this room. Maybe we should go to one of the inactive rooms. Yeah, this is much better. So we can see with a big screen, we can see the little lamps under the carpets for the lighting, which have been replaced in the other room. Lightning rods with a debug stick, so we get the white texture of when they are hit by a lightning strike. This is all of the space taken by the cinema, but I think under the cinema in here, or maybe above, I'm gonna add an hospital, like a really big one, because yeah, if it's in the city center, it's gotta be accessible. And since all of this part is gonna be full of buildings and shops and interiors, I think I can just blend in an hospital easily. Thank you for watching this video, and I really apologize for the delay between this one and the last one. My computer had some issues for the last few months, and I couldn't play Minecraft at all. So yeah.